My husband and I have been married for 7 years, and honestly, we're usually joined at the hip. But about 2 months ago, he started acting distant. Every night at exactly 8:30 p.m., he'd head out to the detached garage, lock the door, and tell me he just needed headspace and that I shouldn't come in unless the house was on fire. At first, I was supportive. We all need a break. But after 3 weeks of this, my mind started racing. He was being so protective of that garage. He'd come back inside smelling like sawdust and oil, looking exhausted, and he stopped looking at his phone around me. I started to get that sinking feeling in my stomach, the kind where you're convinced your marriage is about to hit a wall. Last Tuesday, I couldn't take it anymore. I have a spare key hidden in a fake rock outside, and I waited until he'd been out there for 20 minutes. I crept up to the side window, expecting to see him on a secret phone call or worse. Instead, I saw him standing over his old workbench, which he hadn't used in years. He had his laptop open to a YouTube tutorial titled, "How to Restore Vintage Heirloom Furniture." Spread out on the table was my grandmother's old vanity. It had been rotting in my parents' attic for a decade, and I'd mentioned months ago how much I missed it, but that it was probably beyond saving. He'd secretly driven 3 hours to my parents' house while I was at work to pick it up. I watched him through the glass. He was struggling. He had a smudge of dark wood stain on his forehead, and he was meticulously sanding down the intricate carvings with a tiny piece of sandpaper, moving so slowly because he didn't want to break the old wood. He looked so frustrated, talking to himself and rewinding the video over and over, trying to get the finish just right. I realized then that his headspace wasn't about getting away from me, it was about creating something for me. He wanted to surprise me for our anniversary next month with the one thing he knew meant the world to me. I quietly backed away and went back into the house. I cried into my tea for 10 minutes. Now, every night when he heads out to the garage, I just smile and tell him to take all the time he needs. He thinks he's being a secret agent, but I'm just sitting on the couch, counting down the days until I can finally tell him it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, even with the lumpy legs and the uneven stain.